Good afternoon. Resolved that all schools in Pennsylvania should mandate random drug testing for all students. First, it is important to recognize why illicit drugs are dangerous for the student, community, and society as a whole. Aside from the facts that drugs can result in extreme illness and even death, drugs and the resulting drug culture are harmful to our community. Drug dealers are typically not law-abiding citizens. As they troll through our community looking for customers, they bring crime with them. Communities with significant drug cultures experience inflated rates of theft, vandalism, and even rape and murder. They can destroy even a relatively safe community like Upper Dublin. We cannot let this happen. Also, drug users are more defiant and willful towards their parents, teachers, and local law enforcement. This breakdown in the respect for authority creates criminals out of kids who could have gone to Harvard or could have become president. Students who take drugs do not perform well on standardized tests, which is significant for Upper Dublin because these scores determine how much federal funding the school gets. Lower scores means less money, which means fewer class trips, no new textbooks, and most importantly for us, no new school. Drugs need to be removed from our schools. We cannot just sit there with our heads in the sand and ignore the problem. Kids are using drugs, even in Upper Dublin. Nationwide, over half of high school seniors admit to having taken illicit drugs at one point during their high school career, and a quarter are regular users. This is an outrageous number. Using that statistic, 4 of you will have thrown your lives away completely to drugs by the time you graduate. What a tragedy and a waste of human potential. To combat this, I suggest a school-administrated drug testing program should be created to deter students from using drugs. This program would test for illegal drugs like marijuana, cocaine, and heroin. The most cost-effective way to implement such a plan would involve random testing of the student population. With a chance that any student could be tested at any point in time, fear becomes an effective deterrent. The goal to such a testing program is not necessarily to catch drug users. The point is to deter students from taking drugs because at any point they could be tested, so they cannot even periodically take drugs. The opposition may say that hardcore drug users will not be scared off by this program and will just find a way to cheat the program. But I can see that this is true, but isn't some deterrent better than no deterrent? Isn't helping 3 in 5 get off drugs worth it, even though 2 are still addicted? That's 3 people who could still do something with their lives. After all, our president, Barack Obama, once used drugs when he was in high school, and he's become one of modern America's foremost figures. Over 1,000 schools across the nation have implemented such a plan. San Clemente High School in Orange County, California, is one such school. Starting in 2001, San Clemente offered an optional testing program that asked for both parent and student permission. Over half of the school's 3,100 students agreed to the test. Instead of punishment, students who tested positive were referred to confidential drug testing. In a 2006 survey, 60% of San Clemente's test participants said the program prompted discussions at home about substance abuse. This is one of the ultimate goals of such a testing program, because it gives students a chance to discuss the consequences of drug abuse with their greatest ally, their parents. Nearly half of San Clemente's students said that it was easier to avoid drugs. This is another important advantage of a drug testing program. It gives students a way to say no. Also, 25% said that they were able to greatly reduce the frequency of their drug use. Therefore, the test succeeded in its goal. San Clemente's successes are heartening. If Upper Dublin implemented such a program, it could cast off our shameful nickname, Upper Dublin. Thank you, and vote affirmative.